Do you ever catch a whiff of something familiar, and suddenly, you're back in your childhood kitchen? Maybe it's the sound of a metal lunchbox closing, or the fizz of a soda pop being poured over ice. The 1970s were a wild and flavorful time in American food history. Bright packaging, bold flavors, and more processed goodies than you could shake a TV dinner tray at. But not everything survived the decades. Some of those beloved bites just vanished, gone like the shag carpet and avocado green appliances that once surrounded them. Today, we're flipping through the food aisle of memory lane with 10 American foods from the 70s that disappeared without a trace. 1. Jell-O 1, 2, 3, the magical layer dessert. This was no ordinary Jell-O. When you made Jell-O 1, 2, 3, it's separated into 3 layers all by itself. A creamy top, a mousse-like middle, and classic gelatin on the bottom. It felt like magic and tasted like childhood. Introduced in 1969, it became a hit in the 70s for dinner parties and birthdays. But by the mid-90s, it quietly vanished. Maybe folks just got tired of it. Or maybe making Real Mousse felt more grown-up. 2. Pizza spins, the snack that tried to be Italian. Imagine a snack that looked like a crunchy pinwheel and tasted a little like pizza. Well, that was pizza spins. Nabisco launched these in the late 60s, and they became a 70s lunchbox staple, packed with tomato, cheese, and spices. They were the closest thing to pizza you could fit in your pocket. But for some reason, they just couldn't compete with rising snack giants like Doritos. By the early 80s, they were gone, and a whole generation still misses them. 3. Libby Land dinners, the TV tray adventure. These weren't your average TV dinners. They were made just for kids, with fun names like Libby the Kids Cowboy Dinner. They came with mini hot dogs, corn, and even a chocolate treat. The packaging was colorful, and every meal felt like an event. But nutrition standards started changing in the 80s, and these little trays were seen as too sugary, too salty, and just too much. The line was discontinued, and Libby Land became a forgotten frontier. Point 4. Peanut Butter Boppers, the portable sweet fix. In the early 70s, General Mills gave us the Peanut Butter Bopper, a chewy peanut butter center wrapped in oats, crushed nuts, or candy bits. It wasn't a granola bar, and it wasn't quite candy. It was its own thing, perfect for lunchboxes or road trips. It was the cool snack before energy bars were a thing. But the 90s brought low-fat everything, and these sweet little logs were quietly retired. Still, many remember that first gooey bite. Point 5. Space food sticks. Eat like an astronaut. In the age of moon landings and Star Trek, kids were obsessed with all things space. So Pillsbury gave them space food sticks, a chewy, tube-shaped snack designed to mimic astronaut rations. They came in flavors like chocolate, caramel, and even peanut butter, and they were a hit with imaginative kids. But as the space craze cooled down, so did sales. They disappeared by the 80s, though a few limited comebacks have tried to revive them. 6. Wacky Packages cereal, breakfast meets satire. If you were a kid in the 70s, you might remember the Wacky Packages trading cards, parodies of popular products. For a brief moment, they even had a cereal tie-in. It wasn't just food, it was a joke you could eat. But it confused parents and didn't quite catch on with adults footing the grocery bill. The cereal didn't last long, but the laughter did. 7. Morton Twinkie-style snack cakes, the forgotten rival. Everyone knows Twinkies, but in the 70s, Morton had their own version, soft, golden cakes filled with vanilla cream. They were sold in foil packs and had a homemade texture people loved. But Hostess had the branding power and supermarket dominance. Slowly, Morton cakes disappeared, swept away by the snack wars of the late 20th century. 8. Kugel-flavored peanut butter, a groovy spread. Peanut butter with a twist? That was Kugel. It came in flavors like chocolate, cinnamon, banana, and vanilla. Spread it on bread or just eat it off a spoon. It was sweet, creamy, and very 70s. But as parents became more concerned with sugar, Kugel's days were numbered. By the end of the decade, it had vanished, leaving behind some very sticky memories. 9. TV time popcorn kits, before microwaves took over. Back before microwaves were in every home, popcorn was a stovetop event. TV time popcorn came with a special pouch of kernels, oil, and even salt. You'd shake the pan and listen to it pop, waiting for the movie to start. But when microwave popcorn arrived in the 80s, convenience won out. TV time faded, taking that slow, crackling ritual with it. Point 10. Coca-Cola Lime, the lost zing. Long before the 2000s brought flavored colas back, there was a lime version quietly released in the 70s. It had a zesty kick and a smooth finish, but it never really caught on. Maybe it was ahead of its time, or maybe Americans weren't ready to mess with classic Coke. Either way, it fizzled out fast, and collectors now hunt for the old cans like buried treasure. Funny how food can unlock a whole world of memory, isn't it? One taste, one smell, and suddenly you're back at the kitchen table, feet swinging off the chair, waiting for dinner to cool. Did we miss one of your favorites? Let us know in the comments, because the best memories are the ones we share. And if you enjoyed this stroll through the snack aisle of the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more vintage vibes. Until next time, keep the past alive, one bite at a time.